What is going on, everybody? My name is Theo. Wait, I've lost my train of thought again. Dude, I'm so not with it today. Welcome back, everybody, to the Rice and Slice Golf Show podcast. My name is Theo. The gentleman to my right is Chenji. This is the third time I'm attempting to start this podcast because I've completely lost my train of thought as soon as the beat drops in the intro. I'm sorry. I'm not with it today. I'm so tired.
But that's because of golf.
Chenji, that is because of golf. Episode 44. First things first, housekeeping. Guys, you're already listening to the podcast. Do me a favor. If you're watching on YouTube, just subscribe to the YouTube channel because that is the only page that is just not moving. We're stuck on like 50-something subscribers. It's embarrassing, guys. We're doing so well on TikTok, so well on Instagram, at Rice and Slice Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. And it's just a shame we're not moving on YouTube. It's so difficult. Like, what do I need to do, guys? So please subscribe.
You need to go naked.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you know, but if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing a golf t-shirt. Underneath this golf t-shirt, I'm sitting in my boxer shorts. I'm not wearing nothing. I'm in my slippers, this golf shirt, and then boxer shorts. That's all I'm wearing.
What do you think I'm wearing underneath?
Yeah. I believe you. I genuinely believe you. So welcome back.
Welcome back.
How's it going, Chenji? How's it going? You okay?
Yeah, I've been good. What did I do?
Dude, biggest news of the week or whatever since last episode. You saw your mum for the first time in 4 years.
I mean, all I had to do was give up a weekend of golf to go see her, right?
I think that's pretty worth it, if I'm honest.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
How was it, mate?
It was great, very emotional, right? I mean, like the last time I seen her, I didn't know how to play golf. And now
you're a golf influencer.
I'm a golf influencer. No,
You're
but seriously,
a golf influencer.
but seriously though, like let that sink in, right? Like 3.5 years, so much has changed, and you and I met, like, what? About
I think 2 years ago, like 2.5 years ago, something like that.
3 years ago now, right? Like two years ago, and in the meanwhile, we've gotten into golf. We've started a podcast together. We played some really amazing courses throughout, this country and abroad. And but all this time, I haven't seen my mum. So obviously, so much to catch up. Not enough time to catch up. It was just for like a couple of days. Very emotional. Definitely worth.
But it's good. At least can you imagine, right? You haven't seen your parents in 4 years. You're lucky enough to you got to see your mum over in Poland. You kind of met in the middle in a way. Can you imagine if FaceTime or the equivalent of like Chinese FaceTime didn't exist? And you just talked on the phone like the good old days.
Devastating. Devastating.
Mate, and like that is incredible.
I mean, you've probably had that experience when you were a kid as well, right? Because I know you grew up in the UK,
big time.
And back in the days, there wasn't even Skype. So you had to go buy like telephone cards for like what, £20.
That's just showing our age, mate. The young kids of today would not have any idea what we're talking about. It was too expensive for us to talk on the landline, so we had to go and buy like phone cards and call from like phone booths.
And even
that's how we would
expensive.
talk abroad to people.
I mean,
and that was so expensive.
Like a minute was still like what, 50p, a pound. And
it was not cheap, man. And we didn't have FaceTime, we didn't have Skype or any sort of like webcam service.
So valuable.
It was so valuable. And I remember when I was a kid, my brother moved to England from Cyprus, and it was like 3-4 years since I saw him. And I would, mate, now it's just like, I remember how emotional it was when I first saw my brother for like the first time in like how many years. Now it's just, you can't, the good thing is, obviously, it's a shame that you haven't seen your parents in so long because of COVID. But thankfully, because of FaceTime, at least you could see their face and you can still communicate in like a deeper level than just a normal phone call. But mate, I don't know, man. His time used to be so difficult. Oh my God. Going back to showing our age, we were going to LIV Golf on Sunday, which is we'll get into that later on in the episode. And we were driving, and we drove past we were on the M1 going to London, and we drove past like an old couple, and I swear to you, the old lady, had a map, like a paper map that she was looking on with like a finger on like a spot. And I looked over and I was like, Jack, like, look at this lady. She's they're using a map to get around. Can you remember, like, using a map? like a physical A to Z map to get around.
I don't really remember that, but I definitely remember printing out like Google Map directions.
Yes,
right?
Mate, we would get so lost. We would get so right today. I rely so much on my phone and the GPS on my phone. I would get so lost, man. But yeah,
showing our
technology's
age.
good.
Bit of nostalgia. Bit of nostalgia.
Oh yeah, we would definitely put it back.
Yeah.
But yeah,
quick one. I was in Poland last week, and you know how I don't know if this happens to you whenever you fly, but I try to look out and see how many golf courses there are that we're passing through.
No, I don't. I'm
don't
not
do
a
that?
fan of flying.
Okay, fair enough.
But I always sit on the window. But it's either like really morning, like the last thing on my brain is, oh, there's a golf course over there. Yeah. I just want the plane to land. I just want to get off this death vessel.
I love flying out of London Heathrow Airport, right? Because it's literally in West London, in Surrey-ish. And literally surrounding Heathrow, you've got Sunningdale, you've got Wentworth, you've got Swinley Forest. You've got all the most amazing courses, and I try to like literally just spot them. Yeah. So as we're approaching Poland, as we're approaching Warsaw, I'm like, okay, so like, I mean, what kind of golf courses are there? And it was just potato fields.
So Poland is not on a golf trip radar anytime soon. Then
no,
makes sense.
But Adrian Maronk, Polish golfer, very famous.
Yeah.
You know, winner on the DP World Tour, right, from Poland.
Yeah,
I hope you listen.
They're saying that he's one of the favorites
in Poland.
They're saying that he's one of the favorites to get in the Ryder Cup team. Apparently,
yeah, he's been really good this season. Really, really good.
Yeah, we'll see.
Great swing as well, powerful swing.
That's it. Breaking news before we move on to our lives and whatever we've been up to, and the news have just been announced right now as we speak. Two big pieces of news. Number one is, if you haven't heard already, you probably have, because this is like today's like Thursday, the day that you're probably listening and watching the podcast. Number one, the PGA and LIV, a part of the deal is if they did merge, one of the rules is that Greg Norman is gone as commissioner of LIV Golf, and apparently LIV has accepted this deal. And what they're going to do, they're not going to sack him off completely, but they're going to give him like a different role, apparently, where he's not involved in any way with PGA Tour. That was almost inevitable, I would say. And the other big news, I don't know how true this is, because this is a bit surreal and a bit too good to not too good to be true, but it just doesn't make sense in my eyes. Headline reads: Tiger and Rory owning LIV teams and playing in 10 LIV events. So this is what LIV has proposed to PGA. Whether or not this happens, I don't know. But imagine if Rory or the top 10 players in the PGA Tour own like an ownership of LIV. That would be huge, because that's like the big thing now. Because Lionel Messi signed for Inter Miami, and the incentive was that they would give him, I don't know, part ownership of Inter Miami. Even after he retired. So that was like a big incentive. So imagine if like Tiger Woods and Rory and, I don't know, Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, all these big boys, they were like, okay, we'll join with LIV, we'll play some LIV events, but we want ownership of LIV. That'll be huge. That'll be massive. So that's the new news. I mean, that's out now. I don't know.
The caveat being that these are or were proposals, right? So
proposals.
Just discussions.
So take that. So take that as
with
you will.
A huge grain of salt, and it wasn't sort of, again, it wasn't announced by LIV Tour or PGA Tour. It's actually
just proposals,
documents that were leaked, or not really leaked, but it was like,
again, no, they weren't leaked. I don't think
by congressional hearing, because they're in the middle of is it Congress, or is it like, I think it was Congress actually, the U.S. Congress, because they're in the middle of an anti. Obviously, like, it got dropped after they announced the partnership, but they were obviously going through some antitrust lawsuit, right? So, all these documents just showed that, okay, they tried to work with each other. Some crazy proposals were made. After what Tiger and especially Rory McIlroy have been through, like, talking crap about LIV, it was just never going to happen. Like, I highly doubt Rory will ever play in a LIV tournament, because that, it will ruin his legacy in a way. Don't you agree?
Yeah, after saying all these things about live, I hate live, I hate it.
Like,
and he used some strong words.
Exactly, used some very strong words, right? And
you almost can't go back to your words
like
after saying what you said.
To do a full 180,
yeah,
right? You know,
it doesn't make sense, right?
You can't do that for like a golfer of his sort of, you know.
I agree, mate. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of what kind of kicks off next year. It's going to be a good year next year for golf. I think it's going to be very, very interesting for golf fans. It's going to be huge. It's going to be
absolutely,
mate. The next season of Full Swing is going to be. It's going to break some records.
Mad.
It's going to be crazy.
Speaking of LIV, you were at LIV. How was it?
I was at LIV. I want to get into that towards the end of the episode because there's a lot to unpack, right?
Okay.
So I did go to LIV on the Sunday with like there was like a group of 5 of us. So stick around and I will tell you everything that kicked off at LIV, and you'll be very surprised at everything that I saw and everything that I did. So firstly, I want to get into, before we get into LIV, talk to me. You went to Scotland on like a little weekend away.
Yes.
You played golf.
Mate. Like,
where did you play?
Last episode we talked about it, right? Like, one of my best friends was visiting town in London and she really wanted to go to Edinburgh. I've been to like Edinburgh 3 times already this year. I have okay, don't get me wrong, I love Edinburgh, I love Scotland, right? But I feel like, okay, I'm not from Edinburgh, I don't have family there, I've seen it, ate the food, ate haggis. Like, what else is there to do?
By the way,
to do?
The haggis fritters, whether we had, they were amazing.
Yeah,
anyway,
they were pretty good.
Sorry.
So I'm like, okay, surely I got to do something golf related. So there I was catching a 5:45 a.m. flight. 5:45 a.m. train from London King's Cross onto Edinburgh Waverley Station. And I carry my golf bag. And guess what? I wasn't the only one. Like, the whole train, it was
no way.
Like, yeah. Like, you see on the overhead compartments golf clubs, right? So it's like a thing for people to go to Scotland, to go to Edinburgh by train and then just take golf clubs alongside with you. Like, and also I was so surprised. Yeah, I was like, so before this trip, I had zero logistics planned. I'm like, worst case scenario, which is exactly like Chenji.
Like,
again, zero plan.
Turn up and go.
Like, literally, I carry my bag, I show up on a train, and we'll hope for the best. Yeah, and got to the hotel. It was really, really windy. And, we tried to do a couple of things. We tried to actually go onto like this little boat tour to see puffins, like, on the Scottish coast. But I think because it was so windy, the boat ride just never happened because they cancelled it. So I was like, okay, there was nothing else to do here this afternoon. Let's see if we can play some golf. So, I check out, train tickets to go to North Berwick. Basically, if you follow, if you get out of Edinburgh on the east side and go towards North Berwick, that's called the Scottish Gulf Coast. And in fact, some of the world's best players are there right now, competing for the Scottish Open, which is held at the Renaissance Club, which is in Muirfield, Gullin, around that area.
Yeah.
So literally, that was the place where I went, right?
So did you play North Berwick?
I did not play with North Berwick because I didn't make it to North Berwick. So because I missed my train to go to North Berwick, so I caught a bus instead. So I was like, there I was carrying bringing my friend along, carrying my little, carry bag, getting onto a double-decker bus, and about an hour ride, like 50 odd minutes from Edinburgh, I arrived in a sleepy town called Gullin. Gullin Golf Course is, have you heard of him before?
Yeah.
I was basically looking for tee times, right? And if we're talking about North Berwick, Archerfield Links, Muirfield, Gullin number 1 course, these were like the extremely, extremely expensive courses, right? And you probably
when you say extremely, like how much? Like in the 300s?
Like £300.
Okay, all right, come on.
I mean, yeah, expensive, right? However, it was a Saturday afternoon. Okay, it was a Saturday. Zero chance we were going to play some of the world's best golf courses on a Saturday. Yeah. However, I found a tee time at Gullin's number 2 course. So in fact, there are 3 courses over there at Gullin.
Wow.
With the number 2 course, basically like in the same place, same conditions, and I looked at it around. It was absolutely like amazing conditions. Essentially, you just had a couple of holes less, which didn't really face the coast, right? Didn't face the water,
right?
Yeah, and for the friendly price of £60.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
but the downside was he was like 50 mile an hour winds.
The downside was obviously there's a reason our boat trip got cancelled, and it was because of the wind. So I show up, and I was blown away, literally and figuratively, right? It was just so beautiful. Literally, you take and the best thing about taking the bus, right, is that you get to literally cross all these towns, and all these towns, if you go from Edinburgh to North Berwick, it's just full of golf courses. Dude. It's just full of golf courses, man.
I have so many questions.
I was on the second floor of the double-decker bus, yeah, and you could just see everything, all the golf courses, and they were all links, all like along the coast. Absolutely stunning, beautiful.
Take a step back.
Go on.
You got the train from London and you went to Edinburgh.
Yes.
First of all, how much was the train?
How much was the train? Like £70 round trip.
£70 round trip. How long was the train ride?
4.5 hours. 4 hours and 40 minutes.
And then you got to Edinburgh and you just obviously asked some people like, "Oh, I want to go to North Berwick."
No, we didn't ask people. I literally just got on my phone and said, "Okay, how do I get to North Berwick?" 2 options: train once every hour or bus once every couple of minutes.
So in my mind, please correct me if I'm wrong, right? In my mind, if you get a bus, the bus goes like around town in a way, and like outskirts of town.
This bus goes towards east. It's got East Coast bus, and it goes all the way towards the east coast of Scotland over there. So
wow, so you can literally just get on a bus from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
And is it just like bus stops outside golf clubs?
Yeah, literally.
No way.
Yeah, there's a bus stop in what's it called? Craigielow. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, but there's 2 courses over there. Next stop is Gullen, which is where I stopped over, and 2 minutes walk I'm at the clubhouse, right? And then the following stop was going to be near Archerfield Links, so basically Renaissance Club, which is where again they're hosting the Scottish Open right now, and then the final stop being North Berwick, which is literally right in front, pretty much in front of North Berwick Golf Club.
Dude, I'm blown away.
I was blown away as well.
So, okay.
Now,
dude, this could be
hear me out.
This could be like a spontaneous day out.
Hear me out, right? And literally, as I did that, I'm like, right, wait a minute. We could do the longest day playing golf on the Scottish golf course and come back to, Derby, London on the same day. We should do that for the longest day challenge in 2024.
Dude.
This is amazing. You catch the 5:45 a.m. train, right, from London, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually quicker for you because it's a bit closer from Derby.
Yeah, but that train doesn't stop in Derby, does it?
No, there's a cross country train from Derby direct to Edinburgh.
You are blowing my mind.
Yeah, right. So we arrive at about 10:30. Okay, 10:17, 10:20 a.m. Yeah,
that's a good time.
We wait for 20 minutes and take the train, which lasts 30 minutes to North Berwick, right? So by 11:30, you could be playing at North Berwick. You are in North Berwick, and you walk for maybe 10 minutes, and you're playing on a Sunday afternoon in North Berwick Golf Club. So if we may assume a 4-hour round, yeah, that's what 3:30. And guess what?
You're blowing my mind.
And guess what happens after 3:30? Quick lunch off to the next golf course.
Chenji.
Right? So
I don't know why.
About 4:30 we start the next round. Yeah, 4 hours. 8:30. Yeah, we take the train or take the bus. Go back to Edinburgh. Right? We can either spend the night there, have some food or whatsoever, or we just take the last train. London Northeastern.
I think the idea is to go and come back on the same day and try and play 2 courses. Yes. Or even one. What a day out that would be.
Yeah,
I didn't realize it was that easy.
Yes,
I didn't realize it was that easy
to
just get to Scotland.
I thought I had to rent a car. I literally thought I had to rent a car.
You go to Edinburgh and you rent a car and then you drive into the wilderness that is Scotland.
But I know, but this is public transport, mate. That train ticket costs £5 return, and a bus ticket costs £6 return.
Chenji, please, man, just one Sunday in August, let's please do this. Let's just go and just play one course and come back.
Play one course.
We went to Scotland today.
Record a podcast and come back.
Dude.
Challenge accepted.
Dude.
Let's do it.
We genuinely need to do that.
Let's do it.
Don't take any clothes with us. Just literally with the clothes we're wearing,
wearing a golf bag,
podcast gear.
Yeah, literally.
And just go. And I'll take a pencil bag. I don't care. I won't take all the clubs. I'll take half my set. And then we'll just play golf.
You're going to need all your clubs in playing in those courses. Like, you're going to need all your clubs. Like, they were generally basically like playing in Gullen, right? Number 2 course. You could see obviously like number 1 course as well. And literally everybody was with caddies.
Wow.
Because there were so many blind shots.
Chenji.
The wind was so strong. And it's the first time ever that I'm really appreciating like a good old fashioned, old school Scottish links. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's just incredible. I mean, literally, I'm pretty sure like I felt so sick afterwards, as in like, literally the wind killed me. Killed me.
I couldn't imagine,
I couldn't breathe. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything.
And I'm guessing there was people around you that were just playing golf as normal, right?
It was the Saturday. It was Saturday. I'm sure there were members' competitions going on as well, right? So
that's mental. So your friend that went with you obviously doesn't play golf. She just walked around the course.
Oh, she wanted to walk like 9 holes with me. Like after the second hole, she's like, "Yeah, I'm going back to the clubhouse."
No, that's amazing. That's like a vlog. That would be like a really cool vlog. Like literally a day out in Scotland.
We should do that.
I think
we're doing it in August. Okay, we're doing it in August.
Well, I think it's even better if we go without planning anything and just find the first tee time that we find and don't even book anything. This is not like me. This is definitely like you.
Exactly. I would love it, mate. Come on, you're gonna be flaring up. You're gonna be with me.
I'm gonna be panicking,
mate. You're gonna be with me. You're fine. You know me. I'll sort it out. I'll sort it out.
I'm genuinely excited. That would be amazing. We just get up in the morning, get the train to Edinburgh, and then just find a golf course, play golf, and then come back on the same day. That would be amazing.
Not just any golf course, but we're talking about like the Scottish golf coast.
You can't really go wrong anywhere there. So you're good. Wow. I think we need to do that in the next like 5 weeks. We need to do that.
Absolutely.
What are you doing this Sunday?
Literally, as I was on the bus back, from the golf course into like our hotel in Edinburgh, I was just thinking, this has to be a day trip. Like, this is doable. This is 100% doable.
I thought a lot more logistics had to go into Scotland.
Not at all. It's all public transport. Cost-wise,
that's amazing.
If we book ahead of time, right, we're talking about 60, 70 pounds for like a train ticket. Yeah. We're talking about, let's just say we spend £100 on like, golf tee times. Yeah. So, and then like what, a tenner on a train ticket. Like to North.
That's amazing. We definitely need to do that.
So 100. That's like how much? 100 and £80.
We have to do that. That's a very good idea.
That's like one round at Woodhall Spa in Lincolnshire. That's how much I paid to play there.
We could like, I don't know, just like relax on the train. We could imagine if we recorded a podcast on the train. No, we can't do that. That's going too far. That's going too far. Never mind. Now it's just my brain's just going.
We should definitely do North Berwick.
I'm down. Dude, Ricky Fowler was there literally like yesterday or 2 days ago, just having a round.
He was in London, in Sunningdale. I thought he was in Sunningdale.
Yeah,
with like Justin Thomas.
He was.
Mate, I was like
Wimbledon.
They went to Wimbledon.
Were having the best time.
I was looking at the pictures that they posted. I'm just like, mate, they were literally around the bloody corner. They were in like a pub, Nags Head in Covent Garden. I'm like, what, like a mile away, right? Like,
imagine that. Imagine you going with your work friends.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, mate. You would have got on your knees and started like kissing their feet. That would have been amazing.
I mean, no, I wouldn't do that. I would be like kissing all their feet.
Yeah. But yeah, mate,
like,
yeah.
Imagine having a pint, at your neighborhood pub, and then like Ricky Fowler, Justin Thomas, and Jordan Spieth show up.
No, it's like that. Imagine you're ordering a drink, and then the guy behind you is like, "Can I get a pint of lager in an American accent?" You're like, "Who is that talking in an American accent?
Who's this Yankee?" And
then you turn around, he's like, "Who's this guy in my pub ordering pints and pies?" And then you turn around, that would be amazing.
And it's Ricky fucking Fowler.
And imagine that, mate. That'd be amazing. Right. So while you were in Poland or Scotland, I was away in Cyprus. I went over for a friend's wedding. I went for like 4 days, quick trip, there and back, no problem. I managed to get a tee time in at Aphrodite Hills on the Monday. It was supposed to be like a 4-ball. I turn up, I get in my buggy, and I'm like, I go on the driving range, hit a few balls, no problem, whatever, warming up. And then the other guy that was the fourth person in the group was supposed to come. He turns up and he was like, "Oh, is it okay if I ride with you?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course it is. Like, let's go together." So they ended up, instead of having one 4-ball, they split us up into two 2-balls for some reason. I don't know why. So I ended up playing with this Scottish guy called Gary, old boy, not old. I say old. He's probably like in his early 50s, if that. And me and him go around. It's the first time that I probably played Aphrodite Hills maybe 4 times. This is the first time I played like a full 18. Every time we went, it was either the front 9 or the back 9 or the back 9 twice. Blah blah blah. It was always mix and match. It was never from first to the 18th, all the way through. I rented clubs. I didn't take my own clubs, dude. They gave me. I don't know if I told you this.
No,
they gave me. It was the same clubs that I used last time. Sim 2 Max, TaylorMade Sim 2 Max, stiff, both irons, wedges. Well, there was like one wedge. I want to say a pitching wedge and a 56.
Yeah.
And that's it. A putter, like a mallet putter, TaylorMade again, and then the TaylorMade Sim Max stiff as well. It was down to 8.5 degrees. I couldn't hit the driver, but mate, the irons, I couldn't hit the driver to save my life. The irons, mate, I was flushing every single shot. The hybrid was amazing. The 3-wood was amazing. Dude, I shot my best ever round.
No way.
With my least favorite brand of clubs.
You just hate TaylorMade, don't you? You just hate TaylorMade.
I don't hate TaylorMade. No. I don't hate TaylorMade.
You just don't rank them as top 3.
I don't think they're top 3 just because they're a bit gimmicky. I'm not saying they're bad clubs. They're incredible clubs overall. Like, obviously, they're great clubs. But I just don't like the marketing. The marketing is a bit gimmicky. Forgiveness on all this malarkey. I'm not a fan of that.
So what'd you shoot?
I shot 80.
No way.
And ever since then, that was last Monday. It's been, what's today? Tuesday. It's been 8 days.
Yeah.
I could have played golf 3 more times since that round. I've avoided playing golf on purpose because I knew what was going to happen. I knew that I'm on cloud 9 right now. I'm like, oh my God, I'm telling everybody I'm taking pictures of the scorecards. I'm like telling the family group chat that nobody cares about golf. I'm like, oh my God, guys, I just shot 80 today.
Like, what the fuck can't believe it. Is that good?
Yeah. And I'm like, I cannot believe what's happened today. I've had the best day ever. I'm so happy. And I've put off playing golf because I knew that I would not shoot anywhere near 80 the next time I played golf, and it would bring me straight back to reality. And that was today. And what a day that was to pick to play golf after my record-breaking 80 round. Today, I went to Forest Pines and I played golf with Dane Duffin and Mark Bentley. And I had a horrendous round of 16 holes because it started really, really raining. And honestly, I'm glad we finished early. I lost about 7 balls. I couldn't hit my irons. I couldn't hit my driver. I had probably 7 good shots in like the whole thing. I had a lesson with Mark Bentley before the round, which was great. Obviously, that went amazing. We started the round. I'm excited to kind of play golf. In my mind, I'm thinking, I know what's going to happen today. I know I'm not going to be anywhere near what I was, last week. It was rainy. It was windy. It was muggy. It was hot. And it was raining. It just didn't make sense today. And mentally, I was prepared to shoot a high number. What I would have loved is to play decent around Mark and Dane, and have a bit of competition. Not competition like I would ever beat them, but because of handicaps, be on there and have a decent round. So it was me and Stel went, and obviously play with Mark and Dane. It took us 5 holes, Chenji, to realise that we played match play. And I thought that I was playing with Dane and Stel was playing with Mark. Match play like Stableford. Right? It took us 5 holes to realise that those were not the teams. I thought we were 4 down. And I'm like, because obviously I was playing with Dane, and both me and Dane started off pretty bad. Mark can hit a ball. He is unbelievable. And he'll tell you like, oh, I had a bad round today. I'm pretty sure he went round and he was like, maybe 2 over. Maybe. If that. He was out driving me. And I'm not saying I'm a long driver, but I don't see many people that drive the ball quite far. And he drives the ball. And let's not, Mark, I know you're listening. I love you. and I can't wait to see you at the Open. He's not a young lad. And he was striping the ball, mate. He was amazing. He played great. And it's the first time I played golf with Mark. Obviously, he's one of the best putting coaches in the UK. And when you're such a good putting coach, you kind of expect them to be really good at putting. Otherwise, not what's the point? Because obviously they have a lot of knowledge. But you almost want them to live up to the hype and to live up to the expectations. Dude, he was putting everything from anywhere and anywhere. You know, he was just doing aim point. He didn't obviously 3-putt once, obviously. You know, I said to him, when was the last time you 3-putted? And he was like, oh, I think it was like September of 2019. And I was like, imagine that's how little you 3-putt when you can pinpoint the exact. He was telling me the golf course, what hole it was on, you know, what went wrong, and the date. And I was like, Jesus, mate, like,
mate, you reckon he's putting? You reckon he does putting for a living?
yeah, it's just amazing. It's like,
I mean, don't play snake with this guy.
Oh my God, mate! You got no chance. I mean, the only way you'll play snake is if everybody 3-puts and he 2-puts. So if he 2-puts, then the snake is on him. Otherwise, there's no point. You got no chance. But yeah, we had a good time. It started raining at the end. We had to finish early. The teams, by the way, I don't know how Mark sorted this out. It would make sense if it was like a professional and an amateur, or like a beginner, and then a professional and a beginner. For some reason, it was Mark and Dane versus me and Stel. How does that make sense?
I don't know. You guys decided.
No, Mark decided. I thought it was me and Dane versus Mark and Stel. And then at the beginning, I was like, you know, hyping Dane. You know what I'm like? I'm like hyping Dane, like, you got this. You know, come on, Dane, show him. And then he kept looking at me weird. And then by the 4th hole, I was like, oh, what's the scores on the doors? And I thought we were 4 down or 3 down because Mark was just like flushing every shot. And then Mark goes, oh, you're 1 down. And I'm like, how am I 1 down? He goes, well, you're playing with Stel and I'm playing with Dane. And I'm like, since when? Like, who made these rules up? It makes no sense. Like, it should be, I don't know, pro versus a beginner. That way the pro can like help the beginner out a little bit. But no, apparently
it's 2 pros versus 2 beginners. But to be fair, mate, your handicap is so bloody low right now. You're almost a pro.
Well, you say that. It was funny. On like the 15th hole, I drove it into like the trees. Keep in mind, Forest Pines, you've played there before. It's like the Yorkshire version of, is it Yorkshire? Like the Scunthorpe version of, North Lincolnshire version of Woburn.
Yes.
Like there's just really trees. It's so, dude, it's so scary, that course. Like the trees are so like intimidating and it narrows down the fairway so much. You cannot afford to make any mistakes. And I flushed one into the trees. And I was like, I looked up all of them and I'm like, you would never think I shot 80 last week, would you? And obviously they started laughing. I was like, I was playing horrendous golf, but it is what it is. You know, it's I'm at that point in my golf career where I could shoot 80 as easily as I could shoot 120.
Easy.
And today was the latter, so it is what it is.
It was raining. But, you know, did you have a good time, though?
Oh, mate, we had a great time. I went early, obviously, had a lesson. We had a cup of coffee. I caught up with Mark. Thankfully, and you know, I'm very happy about this. I'm going to see Mark next week and next Tuesday at the Open because he's going to be there for the whole week. And I'm going to meet up with him next week. I'm going to go by myself. So, yeah, I can't wait to go and see Mark and spend some time with him. I'm going to meet his son. Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to next week. But I love Mark. Honestly, I've got a very soft spot for Mark in my heart. So yeah, he's a very good man. I'm glad we kept in touch all this time, and it's going to be good.
Shout out to Mark.
But yeah, shout out to Mark and shout out to Dane. Two amazing golfers. Dane's short game is just so good, man.
So what did they score?
It was match play. So they won by like 5, but like they were like 5 up. And we just couldn't get anything back.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Like, make it make sense. Pro gets paired with amateur. It's called a pro am.
Yeah, like right? That would make sense. Like I was hoping, right? If I was with Dane, if I was playing with Dane, then Dane could help me out with my course management. He can help me out with the course, you know, no problem. Or if I was playing with Mark could help me out with putting and all that kind of stuff. But then the second I found out that it was me and Stel, I don't trust Dane's judgment. to tell me the right, pin position or to tell me where to go. I don't trust Mark's lines on the green because all I know, mate, he could be telling me the wrong line so that he could win the hole. I mean, obviously, he needed no help to win, but, you never know. It is what it is. But next time, I think...
Speaking of putting, really quick, yeah? I just recently saw, like, on Instagram, have you seen this, like, augmented reality headset that you can read the greens with?
Yeah, mate, it's amazing. It's Putt View, I think it is.
It's Putt View,
dude,
and it costs you...
One second.
Oh, go on.
The dog is shouting, is barking. I'm just going to let him in. 1 second.
Go on.
Just talk.
Let's go, Tiger. Let's go, Tiger. Don't worry.
Right, sorry, yeah. Carry on about the Putt View.
Yeah, the Putt View. Guess how much it costs. Do you know how much it costs?
I think it's 12 grand.
Yes, that's right. It's 12 grand.
Yeah. I'm sure we spoke about this on the podcast before. Hi, baby.
Really?
Say hi, everyone.
Hi, Tiger. Hi, Tiger.
Hi, Tiger.
Hi, Tiger.
He's licking me.
Hey.
Right, anyway.
I love it.
Go down.
Yeah.
I need to do the podcast.
Mate.
Yeah, it's 12 grand. What's his name? Peter Finch got it. And he was testing it out and he was doing it. It looks amazing. I mean, it's a bit excessive.
I mean,
but
especially
cool.
Especially for illegal toy, right? Like, I mean, it probably helps you putt. But I'm just like, okay.
No. For practicing, I think it's pretty.
Well,
it's
yeah,
cool,
but
it's not 12 grand cool.
Yeah, I know, but like, at what point do you like, okay, yeah, I should probably know how to read the greens instead of relying on a piece of technology that I can't use in competitions?
Yeah, but it's just getting like the idea of how greens work in a way. I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like you said, it is a lot. 12 grand for a toy at the end of the day, like you're never going to properly use. How many times, realistically, how many times are you going to use it?
Imagine though, with the Apple's, like, what's it called, headset coming out next year?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to develop an app for that.
100%.
Like, for golf.
100%, yeah.
I'm like, obviously it's like $3,000 or something like that, stupidly expensive. But the moment some kind of golf applications come out for that, I'm buying that.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, right, a virtual golf course on that headset.
Well, you say imagine, that already exists.
Well, yeah, but like...
On the Oculus.
Apple
but
quality.
It's terrible.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's the difference. On the Oculus, you can play, but it looks like worse than like Wii Golf.
Wii Golf from 2000 and like what?
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
If the graphics, let's say you're playing 2K23 Golf or whatever it is, PGA 2K23, and it's that level of graphics, and you're playing a game and you're in the game, and yes, sign me up, I will pay.
And the thing is, we're not talking about holding some like, joystick or whatever, like, fake.
No.
Like stick. We're talking about holding a real golf club. Yeah. And it can recognize, everything, pretend that as if you were in a golf course, and hit a ball. And it's like, it's literally your own simulator, isn't it?
It's pretty cool. It's a good idea. I'm sure people are developing it already. And I think the reason why they announced the Apple headset so quick is for publishers. Is that what they're called? To like develop apps and develop programs for this. So developers, that's the word. So it'd be quite interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if like this is the future. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now let's go into the main juice of this podcast.
Okay, so
Bryson DeChambeau.
Let's get into it. So on Sunday, very last minute, on Friday, we decided to go to LIV Golf at Centurion Club on the following Sunday. We bought tickets. Surprisingly, there was like tickets still available. We got the tickets, we got the parking passes, we got everything, and we went on Friday, on Sunday, and we thought, let's go and experience LIV Golf with an open mind and see what is actually going on over there on the other side of the fairway, shall we say? In a very short, what do you call it? In one sentence, I will tell you, Chenji, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had.
No way.
One of the best golf experiences I've ever had.
And that's coming from a LIV skeptic.
I think everybody there was probably a LIV skeptic. And I can promise you, not a single person that was there on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I promise you not a single one would come out and say that was terrible.
First of all, how much were the tickets?
The tickets for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it was all the same price, and they were £40 for general admission. Granted, you could have had a much better experience if you paid for the hospitality and all that kind of stuff, right? So there's a lot I want to get into about LIV and about Centurion Club. My experience, and then the experience that I could have had. My experience for a £40 ticket was incredible. I went in with an open mind. I got a parking ticket, so we parked somewhere like 5 miles away, and then there was like a park and ride, a free bus that took us to Centurion. Everything was so well organized. Like you're as LIV skeptics, and probably 90% of the people there were walking around trying to find what's wrong with this place. I think that's almost normal. And I'm looking around trying to find things that are not normal and not good for this game of golf. Dude, you're struggling to find things. And it's amazing how well everything fits in. And it's amazing how you left. I left and I was thinking, how was any other like PGA event not like this one? So we went there. We got the bus. Obviously, we parked away. We got the bus. We went in. The tee times, obviously, it's a shotgun start. I want to get into that as well. Shotgun starts. Everybody started at 2:05, and Cam Smith's group started at 2:15 from the first tee. And as soon as we went in, we got given what do you call it? A leaflet with all the tee times on. Not the tee times, but because it's a shotgun start, where was everybody? Where was what hole everybody was going to tee off from? So we went in. It was like a joint agreement. There was 5 of us. We went in with 3 bucket list things that we wanted to see at LIV. Number 1, Bryson DeChambeau hitting driver.
Classic.
Number 2, we wanted to see Cameron Smith put a long putt.
Yes. Oh my God, that's 60, 70 foot. Oh my God, yes, gone.
Yeah. And number 3, we would just wanted to see Daddy Phil Mickelson hit a flop shot.
Oh yeah.
Within 45 minutes.
Wait, what about number 4? Seeing DJ partake in some devil's dandruff.
We'll get into that later on as well.
Sorry, go on.
So we did all those 3 things within the first half an hour of us being there.
Oh my God.
Because it was a shotgun start, Chenji, we got the leaflet and we saw that Bryson was teeing off on the 4th tee at 2:05. So as soon as we went in, obviously we went like I want to say an hour before tee time. So around 1 o'clock we were there. We were there. Gates open at 11:30, so it's not like the open where you can go from like 7 in the morning and you're there till 8 at night. That's nice, don't get me wrong, but it's like a full day. Here, everything is so nice and compact. You know exactly where everybody is, and you know exactly what time everybody's going to be there. So we knew that at 2:05, Bryson DeChambeau was going to tee off from the 4th tee, and obviously I went on hole 19 and I saw the 4th tee was a long par 4. So yes, we're hoping he's hitting driver. So the first thing, so as soon as we went in, the way you go in, so obviously we played Centurion. We're lucky enough to play Centurion. And the entryway to get into like the general admission area was in like on the right-hand side of the first tee. Mm-hmm. So on the right-hand side of the first tee, there was like massive fields. Those were like, normal that was like a makeshift.
Yes.
That's it. So that was like a makeshift driving range for the players. And that was also like a private VVIP parking. Mm-hmm. So the buses dropped us off there. We go in, so we walk in front of the first tee, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm telling everyone, oh yeah, this is where Stel topped his drive on the first. And that's the tree that Chenji hit. Yeah, that's the tree that Chenji hit on his first. Anyway, so then we go, and obviously it's all closed off. There's a massive driving range, massive putting green, and then at the bottom it was like a short game area. So we kind of followed the crowd. The first thing we see was the putting green. Go on the putting green. First thing you see, Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau. Beautiful, beautiful man. I don't care what anybody says. Abraham Ansah. There was just, everybody was there because everyone was teeing off at the same time. Half the people are a third of the people are on the driving range, third were on the putting green, third was where they were in the short game area. So wherever you went, you were just going to see somebody massive. And you were so close to them, mate. There was just like a little fence. I could have easily hopped over. Obviously not, I wouldn't do that. But you could have easily hopped over and just be like, oh, high five, Bryson. You okay? How's it going? You know, good luck today. But yeah, we got to see them. Then Bryson left the putting green, went to the short game area. So we followed him to the short game area. We were quite far away. Like the short game area was quite closed off. But then we were like, okay, we've seen everything. Let's go and get a good spot on the 4th tee to see Bryson obviously hit a driver. So we went about half an hour, 20 minutes before tee time. You with me? Sorry, I thought you were you were putting your hand up to say something.
No, go on. Sorry, I'm just like visualizing the 4th one because the best thing about like that course is like we've played it before, right? It's like
yes. That was the best and worst thing. I will explain why later. So we get on the 4th tee. Bryson turns up about 5 minutes later. Oh, keep in mind, we go in. There's speakers everywhere, like big boy speakers. Mate, they're playing like electro rave music. So everybody's already like drinking, having a great time, like buzzing, and the vibe was just amazing. I can't. It was like going to a music festival, and they would just so happen that they were playing golf.
Brilliant, love it.
Right, so then we go to the 4th tee, and every tee box, there's speakers at the tee box. So they're playing like electro music. And then an announcer comes on. He goes, "Oh, players, get to your taxis or get to your buggies. We're going to give you a lift to the first tee. 5-minute warning, 3-minute warning, 1-minute warning." And then you see all the players. You see Bryson come to the 4th tee. By the way, we have like the best seat in the house. I'm standing I'm standing 5 feet from Bryson, and I'm about to watch this man, this freak of nature, hit a drive. I'm like, I can't wait. Obviously, but
the 4th, is that the one, the par 5, which is heading into the field?
It is
into the heath.
It is a par 5.
Yeah,
it is a par 5, but they made it into a par 4.
Of course,
LIV.
yes, for LIV. Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, cool,
brilliant. That was the perfect hole to actually see him rip a driver, right? It's a perfect.
Exactly.
Hole.
So he drives. Obviously, we're like, oh my god, dude, he drives the ball so good, and without even trying. And he just smokes it, man. And he just goes for days. It's amazing. Like, everybody's in awe. The good thing with shotgun starts is, there was probably 12,000 people there.
Yeah,
it's not a lot for major standards, let's say, but it's still a good few people, right? And Centurion is not a big place, so it felt busy, but it didn't feel overly busy. Mm-hmm. So we're watching, and the good thing with shotgun starts is, all the people are spread out. So some people wanted to see Cam Smith tee off. So they're on the first tee. Some people were like, oh, we want to see, Bryson rip a drive. So they're on the 4th tee, and then they're like, oh, I want to go to the 17th and watch Phil tee off. And then everybody's just spread out everywhere. So not everybody is like just surrounding the first tee. 10,000 people just surrounding the first tee. There isn't like a grandstand around the first tee or anything. So having 10,000 people around the first tee is just long. So that was like the best thing about the shotgun start is the fact that people were just spread out. So we knew that Phil was teeing off on the 12th or the 13th, and Bryson was teeing off on the 4th, and the 4th to the 15th tee, no, lie. The 4th tee to the 15th green, it was literally like on the other side of like a little path.
Yeah.
So we timed it perfectly.
It's the par 3 15th, like going back to Parkland.
No. It was a par 4. I don't know if it was a 15. I could be wrong, but it was a par 4.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, let's watch Bryson rip this drive, and then we'll just walk over to the 15th and wait for Phil to come along. So that's exactly what we did. We saw Bryson. We walk over to the 15th. We wait like one group behind. It was Phil Mickelson, Matt Wolff, and somebody else. And we see him, like, you can tell Phil's like, because he was obviously quite far away. And all we were hoping for, he was in the middle of the fairway. He was like on the right-hand rough. And he had like a really awkward light. But keep in mind, this was really far away from us. So I was like, I'm hoping to God that keep in mind, there was a bunker right in front of us. And with everybody around there, that was surrounding the green, they were waiting for Phil to like approach the green, right? So everybody was hoping that he just mishits it and just gets it in the bunker right in front of us. And he barely misses the bunker. He mishits it. Or he lays up, let's say. He lays up. He barely misses the bunker. And it's about 20 yards, 30 yards out. And everybody's just like rubbing their hands like, oh my God.
Oh
dude.
my God. Yes.
I keep in mind, we were like right in front of him. He wasn't like 20 yards to the pin, but he was on the other side of the fairway. He was right in front of us, dude. So he rose up. Me and him made eye contact. Jack, one of the lads that we went with, just started, oh, hey, Phil. And Phil just literally turns around and like nods his head, grabs his hat, and he's like, oh, what is happening right now, man? We're watching Phil Mickelson just walking towards us. This is amazing. And I'm like, obviously, I'm getting goosebumps. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. And then he just, lines up, just flops it, gets it to the within 3 feet, if that, to the hole, just checks, just bounces one and stops dead. And we were like, dude, this is amazing. We watched him put it. We watched Matt Wolf mess up on that hole. He completely messes up. And then we watched him drive on the 16th. And then we went over, watched Cam Smith putt and chip. We watched Brooks Koepka putt. We watched, dude, I've never watched, because it was so compact because of the shotgun start. I have never watched that much golf ever in my life going to like an event. Because there was just golf everywhere, like amazing players. Because you could just follow along.
There wasn't even time for you to grab a drink or lunch because
nothing, you missed out on the action. Nothing. Because you're like, we're here to watch golf. Oh, keep in mind when they tee it off, I'm thinking, as soon as the event starts, the music is going to stop. The music doesn't stop, Chenji. It changed to relaxed house music, and it was still pretty loud. You could hear it throughout the whole course, and I'm thinking, what happens? Do we stop talking? Obviously, there was volunteers with the zip it signs. That was pretty cool. The quiet signs, quiet please.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
shush. Yeah. Meanwhile, there's loud music blasting through the speakers, and they're trying to shush
completely,
people.
Dude, it's completely pointless to have them there because there's music blasting. The people are respectfully quiet, but there's people still chattering among themselves. So it's never dead silence. Obviously, the players
talk about the most useless volunteer job.
I know, right? Yeah. So So we're it's quite pointless to have them there. The players don't seem to mind. The players seem happy. They were happy to be out there. They were playing some amazing golf. They had DJ Snake and Alessos, two of the biggest DJs in the world, playing on Friday and Saturday. Obviously, there was nobody there on Sunday. Just as wanted everybody gone, but the food after we watched whatever we wanted, all the golf that we wanted to watch, we went over to the food village, dude. Even the food was amazing. I've never had good food at a golf event. Normally it's crappy fish and chips.
Yeah,
it was amazing chicken and Chinese, and there was a Greek guy doing gyros and souvlaki.
No
dude,
way.
They were all packed. Everybody was drinking. There was a kids area. If you took your kids, if kids under 12 were allowed to go for free, dude, there was bouncy castles for kids. There was a chipping area, like a mini golf, a crazy golf thing for kids. Mate, it was so interactive with the people. We had the best time. We had a couple of cocktails. We watched a crap load of golf. We walked pretty much the entire course. Mate. The other thing that really, I don't know, we played Centurion before. I'm infamous for not remembering holes at golf clubs. Dude, I don't know if they changed the course layout, but 99% of the holes, apart from the first and the third, I didn't recognize a single one.
I mean,
I don't know.
Obviously, the thing about Centurion is, right, they have 5 or 6 different tee boxes, right?
No, but it doesn't matter. Even when they were on the back tees, you could see the yellow tees. And I was looking down, and Stel, he's really good at remembering holes. And I'm like, Stel, do you remember this hole? And he's like, I don't have a clue what this hole is. I don't remember it.
What?
And then we're going on to the next one. I swear to you, Chenji. I swear to you. And then we're walking down, and I'm like, Stel, please, correct me if I'm wrong. I do not remember this hole. And it's I have no idea. I don't remember playing this hole.
But do you remember, though, the 8th, 9th, and 10th, where it's surrounding the halfway house? Surely you remember those. It's where we met,
I remember those. We didn't see a halfway house, Chenji. The halfway house where we saw Tyrone Mings drive, right? Like hit a shot. I don't remember. I don't remember seeing a halfway house. I don't remember seeing the pond. Remember that massive lake or pond
on the 12th. That's the 12th hole.
We didn't see a lake. We didn't see a pond. I don't know.
How does that happen? Like how?
I know.
Literally how?
I know. I completely agree with you. We were looking around. And I'm like, we saw like a patch of like water, and I'm looking at Stone like, is this the pond that you got the ball in? And I was like, I don't think it is. We were like looking around trying to like judge and like where are we? Like what's going on? But it was proper. It was really weird. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know.
That is weird. That's freaky.
Really, 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 really weird. Yeah, music was blaring. We all had a great time. Oh my god. The pro shop with the merch tent was the most depressing, I don't know, like tent you have ever seen in your life.
Dude, that's the exact same comment that we had when we actually went to play in Centurion and we went to the pro shop.
That's true, actually, yes.
It was
the pro
tiny,
shop at Centurion was the size of my room. Honestly, the pro shop was probably twice the size of my little office. It was tiny. But, I mean, you're thinking, LIV, they've got billions and trillions to spend, and I'm going to walk in and it's going to be like a massive tent full of like merch and blah, blah, blah. Dude, it was a tiny, depressing little tent. And all they had was like crappy, cheap, cringy t-shirts of like the goats and the Majestics and the Crushers. It was all just
No one's going to buy them. No one's going to buy them.
Dude, you'd be surprised how many people we saw with like hats and everything on, which makes sense. But all they had, this is no word of a lie, they had t-shirts, they had hats, and they had golf towels. That's all they had.
Balls, golf balls. No.
Nothing. No balls. No pitchforks. No ball markers. No nothing. No flags.
And none of it was Centurion branded. It was just like
nothing was Centurion branded. Dude, I wanted to get like a minimal LIV Golf shirt. Like, that's all I wanted. Like a minimal LIV Golf shirt. Dude, it was like £110.
What?
Yes. Just like literally a black shirt like I'm wearing now. And it had the LIV Golf logo on the chest. And it said LIV Golf on the arm. It was like £110. And I thought
St Andrews was like a rip-off.
No, mate. St Andrews, first of all, St Andrews is, you expect it to be a rip-off because of the history, because of the golf course, because of the, what St Andrews actually is. Makes sense. Dude, we went to St Andrews. We spent so much money. We needed like another car to carry everything back that we bought. Here, it was the cheapest day out. I spent £40 on the ticket, and I spent £25 on food. That was it.
Brilliant.
And drink. That was it. But overall, we had a great time. It was very hospitality based, you could tell. So if you paid that extra and you had like I don't know, I think it was like £300-400 a ticket, you could be in the hospitality tents. You had way better views of like the 18th green, for example, the Majestics. But what I gathered, they're trying to push the team element. So everywhere you see is like, 12 teams. 12 teams. Who are you picking? That kind of slogans, like very American slogans or whatever.
Yeah.
So you did see a couple of people with like Majestics hats and like Crushers hats and t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. But some teams, that's like, they don't care about pushing the team element. But Majestics, I have to say, Majestics is Lee Westwood, Importer, Henrik Stenson and somebody else. There's like they alternate. But they had, mate, everything you saw was like Majestic branded. So they had like a chipping area where you could go and chip into like a hole, like a tiny little hole. And if you chipped it in, you could have met, like you had access to the Majestic tent, the tea party tent they were calling it. So you could go and like meet the players. You got merch from them, signed merch and all that stuff. Also, they had like a bunker challenge where it was like a bunker shot. If you got it in the hole, you could again go. You had access to like the Majestics tent. There was like an 80-foot or like 100-foot putt. Like if you got it in, but this was all Majestic. So the Majestics had like their own little tent behind their first tee. That was pretty cool. But other than that, you could tell it was very corporate, very well-dressed people, very good people. Like The audience was like very young, like our age kind of demographic. That you didn't see that many old boys. There were around, but it was definitely like a younger, like I would say 24 to like 36 kind of crowd. Everybody was having a great time. There was a lot of people. You know, when you go to like, we went to like, you know, like 2-3 PGA events. Everybody's dressed in like golf gear and like golf shoes and all that kind of stuff. You didn't see any of that there.
Really?
Yeah, mate. There were people there with like football shirts on, and like, you know, it was a bit. That was a bit weird. Proper geezers. But overall, everybody left happy. We like the vibes were amazing. The music. See now, after like going around and like we spent 7 hours at Centurion watching LIV Golf, and there was music blaring out of the speakers. I can't imagine going to the Open next week and not having music playing.
And with the quiet, like, volunteers holding quiet signs for it actually to be quiet.
It was just, it's such a different, their slogan is literally golf but louder, and it makes so much sense. Yeah. Like, everybody was loud, everybody was cheering, oh my God, everybody was booing Patrick Reed, obviously.
Oh my God.
I may have joined in, you know.
Oh my God. May or may not. Cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah. Dude, we've seen so much golf up close and personal from everybody. Pat Perez, we saw him putt like a 35, 40 foot putt, and he went mental. Like we all went crazy. Brooks Koepka, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the same group with Pat Perez. It was just, we were so close to all these legends of the game. I don't know, man. It was like a very intimate tournament, and everybody was just relaxed, having a good time. There was like I don't know. I'm definitely going back next year. Anybody listening, I would 100% recommend you go and experience LIV. It was definitely a great day out. Mate, we loved it. Next year, we need to go.
I would love to hear your comparison, next week when you go into the Open, right?
There's two different things.
Honestly, I know they're hugely different.
The only thing that they have in common is that there's people holding like metal sticks and they're hitting a small white ball. That is the only thing they have in common. Everything else is different.
Like, there's only one comment I want to make, right? Like, obviously, when we're at the Open, we're there doing practice day, so we see, players that spend all day, like 2 days, just practicing, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, every single shot, super quiet. They focus on every single shot. And then we've got LIV. There's no practice days. Literally, you're here on Thursday, and you just start smashing balls, right? And then you're on the tee box, and there's like house music blasting through the speakers.
Yeah.
And they're equally scoring good, like they're scoring well.
No, mate, the golf was amazing. Like they were playing some really, really good golf.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong.
So like,
yeah.
Okay, is PJ just a bit too stuffy, really? Like, it should.
Golf in general is known to be a little bit stuffy. And I think LIV is a good way to get new crowds in to try and enjoy golf. And I'm all for it, man. I am genuinely. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna, like, every LIV Golf event, I'm not gonna be like on the website watching it religiously. I'm not a fan of any teams within LIV. I'm a fan of LIV, but as an event to visit and experience is one of a kind.
Amazing.
100%. I would recommend.
Next time we should definitely go on a Saturday and have a DJ as well.
Mate, yeah. Friday, Saturday they had like the golf finished at 7. Everybody headed over to the main stage area. DJs came out. Everybody was like carried on drinking. Don't get me wrong, it wouldn't be like everybody, but there's a good 4,000 or 5,000 people just having the best time ever.
Brilliant.
Only bad thing that needs a bit of work is the scoring system. If you want to follow along, obviously, because it's golf, and you want to see like the scores, it's so difficult. Internet was terrible there, so I couldn't like log into LIV Golf app. Keep in mind, the LIV Golf app is terrible. Like, it needs so much work. Like refreshing and like showing you live scores and what hole everybody's on. So it's very difficult to navigate. There was massive screens showing scores, but they were in very specific locations. So it was very difficult to follow along because Stell had a golf bet on for Cam Smith to win it.
No way.
Yeah, he did. But at one point, him and Patrick Reed, I want to say, it was like first and second. Cam dropped a shot. Patrick Reed gained a shot. It was quite close, but we didn't know where it was. So we were watching them play golf, and we were like, okay, so what's his score and what's his score? We didn't know what was happening. But overall, 100% I would recommend. anybody listening, whether you're in the UK or abroad, go to your nearest golf event as soon as possible. I promise you, you will not regret it. You will have the best time ever. And yeah, amazing. Next year, we're definitely going, dude. Imagine if you became a member at Centurion, dude. We could have been behind the ropes, walking along and just having the best time. But it's okay. We can pay when this podcast makes it big. We'll pay the $7,000 fee to play with Patrick Reed in the Pro-Am.
Yeah, we can like boo next to his face.
Yeah. Oh mate, yeah. He's not liked. And you know, I'm going to stop the podcast there. I don't want to talk bad about Patrick Reed.
Yeah.
We can do that off air. We don't need to do it on air. But yeah. Anyway, on that note, guys, the end of the podcast. Thank you very much for listening. Please subscribe. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Rat and Slice.
Especially YouTube.
Please, yes, if you stayed this long, you might as well. I mean, if you stayed this long, you're probably already subscribed, to be fair.
Yes, pretty much.
If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And we'll see you again next week.